Hello, welcome viewers. I'm P, and today we have a very interesting guest on the platform today. And with me is Pastor Mercy. So
Thank
great to
you.
have you, Ma.
Thank you, sir.
And today we're going to be talking about relationship. It's an interesting topic actually.
Yeah.
So I would like us to just go straight to um, the wisdom that we want to share today.
All
So
right.
my first question would be, what are some common misconceptions that people generally have about relationships?
All right. So we have a whole lot of misconception about relationship, and I will just say a few. And the first misconception out there is that most times you hear people say stuff like oh, relationship are 50-50.
Hmm.
You get like this party brings 50 and then this other person brings
Very
50.
true. Very
Yes,
true.
and then that makes it 100. That is misconception. All right. In reality, it's 100%,
100%.
100%. So
Wow.
both parties bring 100%, and this other person brings 100%.
Wow.
So both parties bring 100% commitment, all right, to
Okay.
the relationship, 100% effort to make sure this relationship works out. Nobody comes into a relationship with 50-50. It's always 100% from both parties. That is just a misconception out there. And another one is you hear stuff like forgiveness means forgetting. Like when I tell you I'm in a relationship, oh, and
Yeah.
then my
Yeah.
partner offends me,
Yeah. Yeah.
immediately you hear, oh, I've forgiven you. They expect
Forget.
the person to totally forget.
So true.
That's misconception. The
Wow.
reality is forgiveness requires a whole lot of healing. It's a process, you see. So it requires healing, it requires understanding, and then it requires moving forward. So you see, it's not just, oh, you have offended me, then my memory is still there. It's not wiped out.
I should not just let it die down as if nothing happened.
Exactly. No, it's required. It's a process.
Hmm.
You must go through that process of healing and moving forward. So there's a whole lot of misconception out there. And then you hear something like, oh, relationship are a destination. That once you get into a relationship, that's the final bus stop. I mean, everything is rosy, no effort, everything will be going on smoothly.
You've
If
arrived.
exactly you get so, but that is a misconception out there.
Hmm.
When you enter a relationship, it's a journey. You just entered and then it requires effort.
Hmm.
You keep working it out. So when you hear people say, okay, I need to jump from a relationship A into B to gather experience,
You got
is
that experience.
experience, you see, the total waste of time, because all those experiences, the person you eventually end up with, you won't need them.
Hmm.
Because when you eventually get into a relationship, you are learning this person.
Hmm.
You're in journey with this person, you're
Yes.
learning this
Yes.
person, you're getting to know this person much more better. So it's a whole lot of work.
Hmm. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I think what you really said that was profound now was before. When you, everything you just explained now is when you talked about forgiveness is
Yes,
progressive. I don't
yes,
think many
yes.
people know that
Know that.
forgiveness is progressive
Mm-hmm.
because we just have this expectation like,
Mm,
I'm sorry,
and then that
I'm
ends
giving
it.
I'm sorry, then but I think if everybody knew that forgiveness is progressive, then we can
Yeah.
offer more grace
Yes.
to
To
our
this
spouses, to the person
exactly.
we're in love with.
Mm-hmm.
So profound, man.
Yes.
And I have a second question. Um, a lot of people, a lot of young people right now, and there's a lot of buzz about relationship.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship, I'm not in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So for our young women out there, what would you like every young woman to know before getting into a relationship?
All right. There are whole lots you get. So this is also is a section. So I will say a few. You see, there are a lot of things young women should know. First and foremost, when you're getting into a relationship, you should know your worth as a woman. You should know your worth. And what that means is that encompasses a whole lot. You should know your worth, you should know, understand your values. As a lady, you should understand your values, understand your strengths, then understand your goals. When I say understand your values, it means, for instance, if I'm a young lady about to get into a relationship, I already know what my principles are. Like my values can be, oh, I'm a believer, I don't want to marry a non-believer. You see,
Yeah.
that can be one of your values. Oh, before I get into a relationship, I must make this person understand that I believe in God so much. There is nothing like sexual relationship. I must wait till I get
Mm,
married.
mm,
That is the value. So you must understand that, oh, even before the person comes, you already know what your standards are. And then when this person comes, you should be able to evaluate and know if
Person matches.
exactly you get. So you don't just jump into relationship that way. So you must know your worth,
Yeah.
understand what your values are, your principles, your goals, your strengths. Very important. So there are critical things you must look at for. You must identify red flags. You get.
What are
So
some of those red flags?
red flags, like there are people that repeatedly they speak lies. You must prioritize respect and trust. You see, so you must prioritize respect, trust. You must look out for those signs of repeated lies, repeated infidelity. There are people, okay, if for instance, before you get into a relationship with this person, you don't know so much about this person, there are periods of courtship. You get. So if this person is always involved in lies, they're always breaking promises. You get. So you can already tell that, okay, this person doesn't have integrity, or this person lacks accountability. You get. So there are things you just look out for in a person.
Yeah.
If this person is an unbeliever and one of your values are, I must get married to a believer, that means there is no point trying to even get closer. So people don't even define their relationship, they just jump in. That's where you hear people say, oh, I ended up dating myself. You see, I thought I was in a relationship with this person. I never knew I was dating myself, because after all, the person did not define that relationship. He never told you he loves you or he wanted to. You were probably just assuming that he's in love with you. So you see, so before you enter a relationship, you must define your relationship. First, know your worth. Very important. So you must identify red flags. Those things, pick them. Make sure these things, you prioritize them before even committing to that relationship. So you must understand that I love myself so much not to be able to engage in something that won't benefit me. You see, so you must love yourself, because a whole lot of ladies, they don't love themselves. How can you already know what your plans in life are, and then you know the plans that God has for you, and then you come up with, oh, guys are scarce, we don't have good, okay, people say we don't have, you've heard stuff like men has come. Like you hear that a lot. All men are not scum. You chose what you decided to live with. You chose it for yourself. There are people enjoying their home, beautiful marriages out there. So it's not always the same. All men are not scum. It's what you chose.
You choose this scum.
Yes, you decided to choose that, and then you experienced it.
Thank you so much, Mom. I believe our viewers are getting a lot of wisdom from the knowledge you just shared concerning relationship. And I know there are a lot of people who, up until now, may not have heard some of the things you're saying before.
Yes, that's right.
These are the things you've said now. They're able to make some adjustments. So I'd like to ask just one more question.
All right.
There are a lot of people who are in a relationship. They just know they're in a relationship, but they don't know if the relationship is heading towards a positive marriage or a negative marriage. So for those people who are in that kind of scenario now, how does someone know they're in a relationship that is heading towards a bad marriage?
Oh, beautiful. There are several ways to identify a relationship rather, that is heading towards a bad marriage. And one of the ways you can know is constant conflict. All right. Constant conflict. I mean, frequent arguments. All right. That always escalates into name calling. All right. Blame shifting, manipulation, control, and all of that. You see, so there are people who they just avoid meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
You see, you can't tell me you're in a relationship with me and then you can't sit down with me to have a meaningful conversation. Meaningful conversation like, oh, where is this relationship heading to? I mean, where is the end point of this relationship? Or I mean, what are your values? Or what are you doing for now? All right, the work you are engaged in, how much do you earn? Those kind of meaningful conversation, you can't just escape meaningful conversation. You get. So if you have a guy or you're in a relationship with somebody who avoid meaningful conversation, you always have frequent argument with this person that leads to name calling, always insulting you, physical abuse, emotional abuse, you get all sorts of abuse, and then you have this person almost wanted to use your head to stone the wall. You guys, so there are people in those kind of relationship. You're in a relationship with somebody. You can go into an argument, and then all of a sudden you can't take responsibility. You rather shift the blame to me and make me feel I'm always the one on the wrong side. You never take responsibility for your wrongs. You see, so there are telltale signs to be able to detect that, oh, this relationship, this is where it's going to end. Once you get married to this person, it's going to be a bad marriage. So you must identify these signs. These are red flags already. Constant conflict, not just normal petty quarrel. Calling names, mocking you, belittle you, always puts you down. You get, so you must take note of those criticism. Someone who will just criticize you, disrespect you, speak low of you. You know, there are people you are with, you always feel that, oh, low self-esteem is the norm in your life. Whereas you have somebody who you're in a relationship with, this person always puts you up, wants you to fly, helps you to fly, cultivates you, build you, all right, believe so much in you. So there are people you are with and you want to do a lot of things. That's why you have more wings to fly and do great things. You get, why there are those, once they speak to you, you already know that, okay, there's no headway here. Let me just go home and sit down, because they've reduced your self-esteem, and it's as though there's nothing good about you anymore. Good, great. So there are people like that. So if you're in those kind of relationship, I won't advise that you move forward, because once you are trapped in marriage, there is no way out. So if you identify with several of these signs in your relationship, I mean, that already indicates potentially harmful or unhealthy relationship. So, and I would even advise you to seek help, meet a therapist, a pastor, or a trusted family friend, and just speak to one of those relatives, because you will end up like a mess. I mean, the husband or the person you're with just mess your life up. So it's better you enter a relationship and even understand that God wants the best for you. That's even the most beautiful thing about it. You need to understand that God's plan and purpose for you, and even as a lady, you are the favor carrier. Do you understand? When you enter into a marriage or relationship with a guy, you should already know that I am the favor carrier here. Do you get it? It's he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So with that mindset, even if the guy was doing better before, the moment you come in, it becomes even much more better. Do you understand? Understanding that you carry grace. So it's not even an enough reason to be thinking, oh, I need a rich guy. Even if he's abusing me, I just need to go in there. It's when you enter his life, he becomes better. If he was doing little, like if he wasn't doing anything before, the grace you carry will elevate him. And if he was doing much more, it becomes better, far better than he was before. So as a lady, you must understand that you carry grace and you are the favor pipeline. Anything, anywhere, any relationship you enter, it will just blossom. So with that idea, there is nobody you get married to that should be small. So you are not out there looking for a rich guy.
Out there to make it.
Yes, you are out there to make him even richer. Yeah.
Viewers, I believe that you've learned a lot, because I have, and from the few things we've said, I believe you can deduce some things you can use right now if you're in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship yet. Definitely there are some things you have learned. Thank you so much. We're going to be coming into your space with a lot of content to help you have a better relationship, because we know that God wants the best for you.
That's right.
And I want to say thank you to Pastor Hans.
Thank you for having
so
me.
much, Ma, for so much wisdom.
Thank you.
So thank you. Have a great week. And don't forget, remember, as a lady, you are a favor carrier.
Yes. Thank you.